Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel with your girl Michelle. Today we're going to be talking about something that I've been mulling over for a while, and it's just, something I really feel passionate about sharing, I guess, making it a topic that we start to talk about and coming on to share why I think it's important for us to be mindful of it. And it's about guarding your energy. I think most of the time we're wary about the company that we keep, but I don't know how well we're really doing at being proactive about guarding our energy, or even just doing a deep dive into why certain people are attracted to us and why we even attracted to other people. Attraction goes beyond being a physical attraction. Most of the time attraction is labeled, I think, incorrectly. When you are not sure what is drawing you to someone, you're quite easy to place as something else, right? And I think I really just wanted to come on and talk about guarding your energy and what my own journey has certainly taught me. To start off with, I think I just want to focus on the point that sometimes the people that are actually drawn to us, the people that we attract, they're coming because they see something in us, or that we emulate something that they might need. And I just want to pause on that topic to say the people who come to you have a certain resonance with your energy that attracts them to it. And attraction is something that pulls you towards something that you might be looking for. And this could be conscious or subconsciously, right? That you could be looking for, you could be needing, you could be wanting, but certainly something that in your own makeup is something that you would like to get more of for whatever reason. Either you lack it and you need it, or you need it and you need more of it. It could be for multiple reasons. I think the point I'm trying to really make is that sometimes people are attracted to you because you emulate something that they don't have, or something that they desire. So it could be that they don't have the peace that you have, but they desire it. It could be that you come across as someone who is high energy, and this is something that they themselves desire to have. Or you emulate a certain aspect that they really are trying themselves to enhance and perhaps, heighten. And that's why they're attracted to your energy. It's very important for us to start understanding that people that are drawn to us may be coming from a place where they need replenishment themselves, or they have a need for what it is that we have, or that is our makeup. This may be good if it's something that serves others, right? So it's good that people are attracted to your energy because it replenishes them, or it helps them, or for whatever reason, it's for a positive reason that they're attracted to it. But it also could mean that you are left depleted if you're not very aware of why the people that are drawn to you are drawn to you. And this was so important for me because I had some friendships and certainly relationships where I felt in just being myself, I was just drained, and I couldn't understand what it was that really was siphoning my own energy. People being drawn to me were actually there to just take what they needed from me, and I wasn't cognizant that I was always giving them the thing that they needed. At the end of the day, what would start happening is that I would start to feel depleted, and because I'd never checked what type of connection I have with these people on an energy level, I wasn't even sure what it was that I was giving them. So yes, it's possible that you have people around you are in relationships with where you're not actually sure what it is that they're actually taking from you. There's some people that you can just be around for so long and you're starting to feel like you're totally drained. It's those type of people who you need to really understand what is their makeup and what is it that you compensate for them that they need, and how much of that do you have. For instance, I found a lot of times people who were drawn to me were people who were looking for, I'll call it a helping hand or a guide, most of the time in different situations, in different spheres of their lives. And naturally, because the person that I am is someone who is always willing to help, and I look for opportunities to do that, I was openly making my availability something that they could be drawn to, right? But what I wasn't realizing was that I was overextending myself to those type of relationships where the main thing that I was doing was something that depletes my own energy, and I wasn't conscious that I wasn't replenishing it because I just wasn't conscious that's what the relationship was about. You'd be so interested in analyzing some of the relationships you have by just asking a couple of questions. What is it that I do for you that you truly value, that you believe only I can bring to the table? And that kind of started to frame and make me understand why people actually valued our relationships. And this is not to say that those relationships were wrong or that they were ill-intentioned on their part for being drawn to something that I could give them. Neither was I of the opinion that I didn't want to do it. I was willingly doing it. But the point I'm making is I wasn't guarding my energy in as far as understanding just how much of what it is that my people in my circle of influence needed, and how often I was giving that to them and not replenishing it for myself because I wasn't even sure which energy I was giving, right? So whether the energy was me being more I guess of a listening ear, right? So I would be listening to a lot of problems, not necessarily that the energy I was giving was I now need to help you solve them, but just a place for you to come and dump them, certainly because I have spaces and people like that as well. I just wasn't clear that the energy I was giving was the energy of allowing myself to literally take on so much of people's stress and pain, just being somewhere where they could let off steam. And I actually wasn't going to replenish, one, myself with just how much energy it took emotionally for me to be available, and also for me to shed that weight, right, and not make it my own. So to understand that I was emotionally available for someone who needed to truly just vent and just to, get a space where they could lift off their shoulders what they were carrying and place it onto mine, because I was open and available to it. But I wasn't guarding my energy in as far as understanding how much of that I could do myself. You have a threshold. Sometimes you're not sure why all of a sudden you're just feeling like you're closed off, or you're just not feeling yourself. You don't have the same spring in your step, and you're just not really feeling yourself, and you can't pinpoint why. For me, this was a realization I came to because I started just, unpacking what it was that I was doing in over a period of time, and just trying to understand how much of that I was doing, and just looking for reasons perhaps why I was feeling the way I was feeling. Because certainly feeling depleted means I am giving somewhere. There's something that I am giving off and I'm not replenishing back into myself, right? That's why you start to feel depleted. It's like a battery. I mean, if you don't recharge it, what happens? It dies. So I felt like some of the things that I was doing and giving energy-wise were things I wasn't even aware were people that were taking them from me, because I didn't quite understand what it was that initially attracted them to my own energy, and something that they kept coming to take from me. Willingly as I may have been to be offering it, I should have also been very mindful that what people are actually attracted to is a source within my own energy that they need. They could need it for various reasons, but the point is they need it. And it also made me try to understand, through asking that question of the people around me, like what is it that I bring to our relationship, platonic or not, that really resonates with you and is something that you value that only I can give you. Also gave me insight into some of the things that people were appreciative they were getting from me weren't necessarily things that I wanted to be giving all the time. There were things that are my makeup, yes, but I don't want to be sitting all the time and listening to people's problems all the time, because that also is an energy that I take on, right? It becomes difficult for me to find a space for me to give myself some reprieve and be okay, be in the good mood that I was in, the very good mood that attracted them, by the way, that they feel drawn to come and share so much that they want to be in my space and feed off my energy. And certainly comforting them and encouraging them and doing that was something I willingly did. But I wasn't actually sure that the people who were taking from me were taking things that I was replenishing, and some of the things that they were taking weren't things that I was advertising as things I would like to continuously be giving. So I think what's important for me is to understand that the only thing I can ever control is how much energy I put into anything, how much energy I give out to a person, how much energy I get in tune with, how much energy I'm open to sharing and giving. And that's what made me start to think about how well am I doing at guarding my energy. And it then made me start to realize that I needed to understand how I could start to replenish, right? So I had to get to a point, okay, now I know that there's this energy in excess that I've been giving, and I'm starting to feel depleted. What do I do about it, right? The question then became, what should I be doing about it? Because it's in my control. The only way I can actually make it better is if I understand what it is that I need to do to act differently in the very same situations I was finding myself, so I didn't start to feel like I was depleted. Okay, and the first thing was I needed to understand that I can only ever be in control of my own energy, right? So being self-aware of what it is that fills my cup. So because it changes, right? Some days you're really doing well and you're good to be a listening ear, and there's some days where you're dealing with your own stuff and it's just difficult for you to be a listening ear to somebody else. So it's about also just understanding what your makeup is and what capacity you have before you extend yourself to anyone else. And that sounds easy, but it's something you need to consciously work at, because not always do you actually know what energy makeup you have. You just know that, okay, today I'm just feeling a bit down. But it was for me waking up in the morning and just journaling and understanding, why do I feel the way I feel? And also make myself understand what it meant I was able to give or had the capacity to give. So if I wake up and I've just had a really emotional time for whatever reason, and I myself am needing someone who can help me, replenish my own level of motivation, encouragement, and just being in a peppy mood, I certainly don't want to be someone who is giving off that type of energy to someone else. Meaning, I don't want to be the person on that day who you come to get peppy from, right? It's not going to work well with me because I'm going to feel depleted. I'm already running low on that type of energy. So just being conscious about what type of energy you carry in your day, and at different intervals of your day. You could start your day on a very different level of, I have the patience energy right up to 80% today, so I'm good to be tried and tested on a patience level. And that could quickly be depleted by 12 midday. And you need to just be conscious that at 12 midday, I'm no longer in a position to be very lenient and patient about certain things. Certainly then helps me check where my level of capacity is, and makes it better for me when someone is interacting and I can see that the need they have is something that I no longer have full capacity for. And it's helpful to then highlight to said person that, look, while I am your go-to girl for you always coming and de-stressing and then feeling peppy, today I've got a lot on my own shoulders. I don't have enough for me to be giving you the same energy. I know you need it. I'll come back to you when I can. And I think it's about having those open conversations so that you're not letting people come without understanding and knowing where you are. And maybe let's also start being courteous about checking with someone where they are. We don't often do it, right? Especially with your really close-knit group of, your friends who you go to for most of the stuff that you go to. I found it interesting that I don't usually check where they are. And I'm learning how to do that now, to say, look, I always go to person X when I need X. But I'm now conscious, because I did the work on myself, to start understanding why I was always feeling depleted. What were people taking from me energy-wise? Was I even aware that that's what they were taking from me all the time? And I'm now conscious that that could be happening to the next person. So I'm very wary about approaching people when I'm looking for an energy that they have that I need. I'm cautious about just checking in with them as well, just to see where they are, and not making it out of obligation because they're always there to keep me peppy. and not realizing that there's days where they don't have the energy for it. So I think that's really what I wanted to understand, was how do I get in tune with understanding how to replenish my cup, number one. Number two was really understanding what energy I was giving to people, because people come to you because there is something they need, right? They are drawn to you because you have something that they desire or they need. So it's being mindful that when you put yourself out there, be conscious about what it is that you're putting yourself out there for. And a caveat to that is that also be careful that people who need what you have will flock to you. And sometimes you really don't have the appetite to be dealing with that type of energy release. And you've got to then guard your own energy to say, look, I am the person who you can come to with this type of thing, but just not today. Just not today. Maybe not even tomorrow. Maybe even not this month. But the consciousness of you knowing it is what is important, which is what I wanted to share. It was more about me understanding where is Michelle in her different types of energy and what level am I on, and what does the person who is coming to me, what is it that they are coming to look for? Is it my patience? Is it my caringness? Is it my level of understanding? And where am I in terms of replenishing those energy sources myself to a point where I have enough for me and I also have an overflow to share? So it also made me understand practices of replenishment. And for me, it's really depending on what type of energy I'm giving. So if it's a lot of emotional drain that I'm feeling, I like to switch my mind off and tune it into something that is very analytical in nature. Right? I don't watch soppy movies when I'm feeling emotionally drained, because that could just, start from me just watching a movie and the next thing I am bawling over crying. So no, I steer away from anything that helps me kind of keep, I don't know how to put it. So I steer away from areas that enhance the energy that's being depleted. And what I do is I find ways to replenish it. So, and it's various things. Find what works for you. But you can only do that if you understand what energy it is that you're giving off. So it starts with learning what people come to you for. So I don't know how you would do it, but for me, it was really just asking the people who I'm constantly in relation with, what is it that our relationship really gives you? That is something that I contribute, that you find a lot of value in. And just in that question, it made me realize, okay, so with this friend, it's more about me always being understanding. This friend, it's more about me always being the problem solver. With this one, it's always me about being the encouraging one, and if I don't have the level of encouragement, patience, and really active listening and feeling like I can, if I don't have that energy, I need to be wary when I have the conversation with the person and alert them and control and guard that they don't deplete what little I have. And if I'm in a phase of replenishment, it's also just making them aware that, look, I right now don't have the level of energy that you need from me. So can we do a rain check and I'll get back to you, because I want to be valuable to my people. I want to bring what they need. But it is only good when I am feeling like it's an overflow of an expression from me, and not that they're coming to take the little of that level of energy that I already have, because that could start to make that relationship a bit rocky, and it needn't, because certainly if I work at replenishing that energy and becoming the source that replenishes it for myself, I'm able to constantly recharge. And then when I'm full and my battery is green, we can go again, right? And then you can find the different applications, which would be the different energies that you need, and you can run them and good to go. But when I see that there's one application that's really draining my power, the importance is understanding what's causing the drain and guarding myself, guarding my energy around that very thing that's feeling depleted by cutting it off, so I can give myself the space to replenish it. You cannot replenish anything that you are not monitoring levels on. It's not possible. It's like not looking at how much milk you have in the fridge for cereal, so that you can make sure you buy some more when you come from the office. It's simple things like that. Let's be wary about looking at our own makeup. What type of energies do we have? What is it that makes up your energy system? So what are the things that you give off that would likely be things that people are attracted to and they come to you for? And just make sure you're checking those energy levels. And when you can see that the energy levels are low, it's about cutting it off at that point in time so you can spend time to replenish it, so you can be 100% charged for the next time that person needs or a situation needs you to have that level of energy. I found it very interesting that I wasn't doing well at guarding my energy, and I thought I'd come on and share it and see how well you're doing with guarding your own energy. Do you even know what energy you give in certain situations and to certain people repeatedly? And have you actually asked the question of the people that are around you to understand what type of energy it is that they really are grateful for, that they value, that you bring to the table, that they will constantly come to you for, which is the right thing. That's what relationships are about. It's about connecting and sharing and giving, right? So just be mindful. And if you haven't done the exercise, it's a good exercise to have, just to understand what type of energies people are looking at taking from you, and how you can understand how you can start to replenish those energies for yourself. So you keep replenishing, recharging, and making sure that at any given point in time, you're very aware of your energy level makeup and which energies need you to withdraw to replenish them. So don't deplete them, and just take a break, take a breather, find the space and make the time to replenish. Then go back, and then you can be fully giving off those energies. So I hope this helps. It really helped me. That's why I hopped on and I wanted to share it with you. And so until next time, I hope you're being good and take care of yourselves and take it easy. For now, it's bye-bye.